Okay, welcome in to the Bruins fan review for Game 2 of the Bruins and Maple Leafs series. I'm your host, Pat, and this is my special guest, Brian.
Hello.
He's going to be here to do some, color type commentary. He's going to give you some reactions, his thoughts, and all that. The first thing we have to go over before we start talking about the game, though, is the Nazem Kadri suspension for that very dirty hit on Tommy Wingles. What do you think? 3 games?
3 games is probably the right amount of time for a suspension. It was a pretty dirty hit, so definitely got to take him out for a while.
Yeah, I agree. 3 games, it takes them out of all the Toronto's home games, and if they can force it to Game 5, which who knows at this point with how the series is going. We still don't have Riley Nash, key third-line center, who really kind of tightens things up for us down the middle. To jump now into the game, first period, 1:30 in, DeBrusk feeds it to Rick. Rick gets a breakaway, but he misses. As I've said in previous videos, Rick Nash is kind of a tease sometimes where he'll get all these chances and he'll never frickin' score. And Morgan Riley missed bad on defense. Morgan Riley has not had a good series or a good go of things in Boston so far. Captain snow shower, and you like to see what Schaller did standing up for his goalie when Tuukka gets snowed, right?
I love to see what Schaller did. Our fourth line, I love how gritty it is. Good things just always happen.
Yeah, I agree. Anyway, and then a few minutes later, Kevin Miller, who's come on in the last month or so, he destroys JVR with a brutal check down on the boards. And then a little later, Marchand and Bergeron, 2-on-1. They don't convert. Puck up to point to Krug. Krug slap pass deflected. Pops up. Lands in front of Pastrnak. He does a little spin move and puts it past out stretch like a Freddie. And what do you think of that goal, Brian?
Definitely a great first goal. Got the Bruins rolling. It's always nice to score the first goal. Pasta, just great positioning, just a great play when he finally got the puck, and to put it past Freddie Anderson, just got the Bruins on the right track.
I agree. That was a great first goal. It got the crowd pumping. Kevin, our viewer, was there, so that was nice for him to be there. Second game in a row with the first goal. We were having a stretch down the end of the regular season where we were knocking the first goal often, and it's great to see that things have changed for the better now. A little later, Krug got a good shot on goal. The Bruins' puck movement looked very good early, and you can kind of tell the Bruins were getting it rolling in the first period. 8:30 in, Toronto got too many men on the ice penalty for the second game in a row. Kasperi Kapanen would shortly after get a short-handed breakaway attempt, made a nice move on Tuukka, but drilled iron. Unfortunate for Leafs fans everywhere. We were thanking the gods for that one. A little after this on the power play, Krug from corner throws it in front. DeBrusk, it looks like DeBrusk. DeBrusk tips it past Anderson's leg, and Hainsey just didn't play Krug. Not really much to say, except I've noticed over the first 2 games of the series that the Leafs have an issue. Once you get settled in their own zone, they don't really play aggressively. Have you noticed anything like that?
Yeah, the Leafs, especially in the first period, I've noticed they just don't seem like they're ready to play.
Yeah, they just don't. They come out flat. Anyway, 4 for 7 so far in the power play this series. You gotta like what you see on the power play so far, right? Yeah, I agree. And that's only 3.33 periods into it, and we're up 2-0. In the power play we were 4 for 7 on so far through that many attempts in that many games. 2 minutes later, the Bruins get puck into the zone and establish a presence. Seems like we were still in the power play, even though we were not. Miller gets the puck down low and goes up and down in the corner a few times, uncontested, throws puck towards net, hits Zaitsev and goes in. Another one where the Leafs just weren't being aggressive in front of their own net, and the Bruins took advantage of it with their bodies in front of the net. So already we're looking at 3-0 Bruins, and they pull Freddie Anderson. You think that's the right move to pull Freddie Anderson? I know, that's a tough decision.
It is a tough decision. Definitely, just the coach's call on that one, because he's only faced 5 shots at this point, but he has done 3 goals. He's a good goalie, in my opinion, so I don't think it could hurt to keep him in for a little bit longer, but I think the coach definitely needed to change something, get his team rolling a little bit.
That's a good point. It might have been the right move to get his team rolling. I think they played better after Curtis McElhinney came in, but you could be right. Freddie is a good goaltender, so you should give him some more, give him a longer rope before you pull him. I kind of agree with what you said there. A little over 5 minutes left. Marner gets railed by Schaller, and I've noticed that the Bruins have made a point of beating up on Mitch Marner. He's had a rough go of it this series. And after this hit, Hainsey sees an opportunity to step up for his teammate. He steps up, kind of forces the fight to Tim Schaller. And basically kind of just throws his gloves off before Schaller even realizes it. And because of this, he gets a double minor and Schaller gets a minor, which there was no fighting major called, which is kind of weird because both of them were throwing at each other. But I didn't really get how they didn't call this 2 fighting majors and then a minor on top of it. They called it a double minor and a minor, but it's what they did. It makes no difference really, except the 2 guys who had served the fighting major didn't have to serve that long. But anyway, double minor for Hainsey, minor for Schaller. Bruins win face-off. Krug takes it around the zone. Pass to Pasta at the point. Pasta shoots it. Hits McElhinney. Rick Nash, big body in front of the net. Pots the rebound. 4-0 Bruins. Power play is now 5-for-8 in the series. And, my God, 4-0 in the first period. And if you thought Toronto was going to become better this game like I did, you were wrong. Bruins score on 3 consecutive shots. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
3 consecutive shots.
Insane stat.
Yeah. 8 straight unanswered goals.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Stats here. Toronto can't defend in front of their own net, like I've said. No one can clear anyone out. It's embarrassing for them, and the period ends.
The Bruins are running the front of Toronto's net.
They got no control once we get in their zone. Toronto doesn't look like they can hang. Didn't show up. No compete level. Bruins are dominant physically in the physicality department again. Wow, just wow. That's all I can say. So... Any thoughts on the end of the first? How are you feeling? I know you were at a bar.
Yeah, end of the first. Definitely pretty excited. Definitely feel like the Bruins have complete control of this game, which is always what you want after the first period.
True.
And yeah, it was just definitely pretty comfortable.
I agree. I felt pretty comfortable, and I was feeling pretty happy at the time. At the beginning of the period, Babcock shakes up the Leafs lines a little. He puts Marleau, Matthews, and Kapanen together. A little more speed on Matthews' wing and a veteran presence in Marleau. 1 minute in, Morgan Riley dumps it in, hits off boards, empty net, but the Leafs can't get a good stick on it. 30 seconds later, Krejci drop pass to Krug intercepted. Marner 2-on-1 with Hyman against Kevin Miller. Marner pass to Hyman. Hyman back cross crease to Marner. 4-1. Bad start to the period. Saw a little tic-tac-toe play by the Leafs here, and they put it past Tuukka. Not much he could really do. They had him going right to left to right. And, 4-1. So you don't like to see that to start the period.
No, it was a great passing play, though.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want to see it, but I'm still feeling comfortable with the 4-1 lead at this point. The Bruins they don't look like they're playing bad. I think it was just a good play by Toronto.
Yeah, plus it's off a turnover. You can get caught when you turn the puck over. I think it was one of those just spark plug type plays where they just get it on you out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Backus got a big hit on Zaitsev. You like to see I've liked what I've seen out of Backus so far this series. You can see it coming from a mile away. Backus had heat-seeking missile view on Zaitsev, and he took him out. Moments later, Miller drills Komarov on the boards. Clean hit, in my opinion. Komarov doesn't get up. He stays on the ice, and when the Leafs get possession, they whistle it dead, and he goes off the ice. He would try to return later, but he wouldn't last 10 seconds on the shift he tried returning on, and then he left again and would not return. Hard to tell what's wrong with him, but that's a big loss for the Maple Leafs and their penalty kill. A few minutes later, Hainsey, Ron Hainsey, yep, turns over in his own zone. Marchand pass across the zone to Pasta. Pasta snapshot and slap pass, and Krejci tips it in past Anderson in past McElhinney, my bad. 5-1 Bruins. Austin Matthews, they showed him on the broadcast, makes a bad change and kind of puts his team out to dry within his own defensive zone. I thought that was very interesting. Very young man's rookie mistake there, even though he's in his second year. And the Bruins are up 5-1. And again, like Brian said, not really that we were playing bad, more we just had a slip in the play where Toronto converted on a play against us. We then take the game right back and go up 5-1.
It was a great tip by Krejci too. Perfect positioning. He knew right where Pasta was going to shoot that shot. He
did. It's almost like they've done it many times before because they have. They used to play together on the same line. Not anymore, but power play. So anyway, Rick Nash gets a penalty right after the face-off, right on it. He kind of swoops over, stick hits the other guy on the Leafs team. He hits a guy on the Leafs face, and he goes to the box. Good call, in my opinion. And Matthews gets a good shooting attempt, but Tuukka snags it. Great kill, and Rick gets a breakaway right out of the box. Gets stopped by McElhinney. Looks like he may have been hooked, but no call. I don't think the refs are going to call anything unless it was clear-cut against the Bruins at this point because of the lead. That sometimes happens when you're up by a lot. The refs will slow out their whistles. Anyway, Donato passed to Chari. Good attempt from the slot by Chari. Then Donato gets another good shot attempt, but McElhinney saves it. 8 minutes into the period, Matthews gets another good shot attempt, but Tuukka makes another key save. Tuukka was put to work in the later parts of the second period, and he did a great job to hold the fort down. 11 minutes left. Maple Leafs win the faceoff. Puck goes down the boards. McQuaid does a bad clear. Morgan Riley catches it out midair. Shoots it. Rebound comes out to the side of Tuukka. Connor Brown gets it. Does a little spin pass to the front, and Bozak tips it in 5-2. A little nerves, any? You coming in yet? You a little worried about the lead?
No worries about the lead at all. But I mean, I definitely wasn't looking to see Toronto score any more goals. But again, it was a good play by Toronto. Definitely still feel comfortable with the lead.
Yeah, good play created by a bad play by McQuaid.
Yeah,
happens. Bad to good. And many times you'll see in hockey, a bad play leads to another team scoring. This is how it works. Minutes later, James Reeves turnover off the boards. Marchand gets it, and then JVR, out of frustration or trying to make up for his bad pass, trips Marchand trying to make the play. Great penalty kill by the Leafs. Very little offense by the Bruins on this power play. 4:30 left. Big hit by JVR down low on Char. Char was a little shook after this. Leads to a good chance by Matthews, but Tuukka's got his number. And Matthews might go on the side of a milk carton real quick because he's been missing for most of this series. Not once has he been on the score sheet. What have you thought about the Bruins' ability to stop the Maple Leafs and their star player, Austin Matthews?
Austin Matthews was my biggest concern coming into the series just because of all the plays he's made all season. But the Bruins definitely were prepared for him, definitely looked comfortable playing against him. So I'm pretty happy with what the Bruins have been doing.
Yeah, I agree. If they can keep that first line of Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasta to match that line, they do a very good at shutting them down and creating offense out of defense. Marner, a minute or two later, gets puck in own zone and throws it over the glass. 2-minute minor. Another rookie mistake out of a young Leafs player. Bruins are 5 for 9 on the power play at this point, over 50%, which is very nice to see. Mike Milbury quotations. Bruins can kill off these last 2 minutes, and the Leafs had another great kill. One thing I thought was weird about that quote is Mike Milbury is like, we're on the power play, and he's saying we have to kill off the last 2 minutes because I think Mike Milbury was feeling like the Leafs were getting more momentum, which I think was kind of true, but I don't think it was to the point we were going to kill off time on our power play. I just thought that was interesting that he said that. The Leafs, as I said, got another great kill, 2 in a row, I believe, and the period ends 5-2. Leafs outscore the Bruins 2-1 in that period, but you got the feeling it was a little too late.
Yeah.
At least I did. 22 shots each at that point, so our conversion rate was just higher.
I mean, 5-2, like, you can't count Toronto outscoring 3 in the third, but I was still definitely feeling comfortable.
Agreed. The Leafs had a much better second period, but it might have been a little too late. I already said that. I think they outplayed the Bruins a little in that second period, but not enough to the point I was concerned. Because when you get a 4-0 lead, you might settle back a bit. But they didn't settle back enough to the point I thought the Leafs would take advantage. Third period starts, and Grzelcyk gets injured early, and he's limping, but he comes back moments later, which they were making a bigger deal of it on the broadcast. But looks like he might be fine. Maybe they rest him and play Nick Holden in Game 3. Who knows, just to be precautionary about it. Gardner, beautiful stretch pass down the middle to Mitch Marner. Marner's speed forces a delayed penalty on Matt Grzelcyk for hooking. Matt Grzelcyk, even though he came back and was fine, a little bit slower, maybe a little bothered by that nagging injury. Couldn't keep up. And Leafs working around the zone, and Matthews gets another good attempt, but Tuukka again has his number on the delayed penalty. Bruins eventually get the puck, and Grizz goes to box for hooking. A great kill by the Bruins. Good work by Rass. Makes more big saves on Marner. And then Bergeron gets a shorthanded bit on McElhinney, but nothing doing there. Pasta would then go to the box for interference because he slashes his stick out of, I believe this is Marner's hand or Kapanen's hand. I can't remember. I thought it was a weak call. I didn't think it was much contact on the stick. It felt like the Leafs player just dropped his stick when he felt contact. Another great kill by the Bruins. McQuaid stuck out on this penalty kill as being a force with blocking shots. Great kill. Gardner, sloppy turnover in the neutral zone, leads to a Marchand breakaway. Doesn't get a good attempt. Another time I thought he was a little bit hooked. Puck goes to corner. 2 Leafs. Kapanen and Riley. 2 Bruins, Bergeron and Pastrnak. Bergeron gets the puck in the corner and goes up the boards. Both Leaf players follow him, allowing David Pastrnak to stay back. Bergeron throws off the boards back to Pastrnak, and he gets an open lane to the front of the net. Very patient by David Pastrnak. Waits, does a little move, and snipes top left corner on Curtis McElhinney. This is filthy. You like this one?
That was my favorite goal of the playoffs so far. That just shows the kind of moves that Pasternak's got.
Yeah, he's a very silky smooth player. He can do a lot of things that just make you go wow, and that was definitely one of them. I thought that was the nail in the coffin. I thought at this point, 6-2 up, I thought the game was over. You felt the same way?
I feel the same way.
Yeah, because the 5-2 lead, 3 goals in like half a period. We've seen that. We've done it to the Leafs before. But 4 goals, you've been outplaying them. You just felt like it was a little too much at this point. 5:40 left, and Krejci goes to the box for holding. Char loses his stick. Mitch Marner shoots from around the circles, hits off McQuaid. JVR finds the rebound and buries it 6-3. I thought this was a little too late, though. You have 3 minutes. You have about 5 minutes left, but 3 goals to make up. A little too late. Okay, so right after that JVR goal, we get a good ship by the fourth line to really reel it back in, set the tone. The fourth line, when you get a good checking line out there, you take out the momentum. Sometimes you take a little energy out. You like the fourth line a lot. You've already said that, right?
Yeah, I love the fourth line. Definitely gritty. Just makes good things happen on the ice.
I agree. A little under 2 minutes to go. Marchand gets good attempt, but stopped by McElhinney. Moments later, Marchand gets it behind the Leafs net, hits up Pasternak, coming into the slot, dragging puck behind him, goes through the legs to his backhand, backhands it off McElhinney, skating in. This is absolutely filthy, highlight reel like, just like Pasternak's other 2 goals there. All 3 of them are pretty good highlight goals. The hat trick, right?
Of course,
he had 3 assists, 2 on the night. Filthy, and they had a shot at Hyman's face like, damn.
He's now the youngest player to get 6+ points in a playoff game.
I think he is. I think they did say that on the broadcast, didn't they? Bruins win 7-3, and you gotta feel pretty good about the Bruins going forward. At least I do myself. A few match stats to go over before we go over our thoughts on how to go forward. The Bruins got outshot by the Maple Leafs shockingly in this game, 33-28. And if you're doing the math, that means the Bruins scored 7 goals on 28 shots, converting on 25% of their shots. That is insane. Toronto won in the faceoff dot 61%, kind of surprising with how the Bruins usually are in the faceoff dot. Leafs power play 1 for 4, Bruins 2 for 4. So the Bruins had 50% of the power play. At the series, I think they're like 5 for 10 or something like that, 6 for 11. They're around that marking. 15 block shots for the Bruins compared to the 4 for the Leafs. The Bruins on the penalty kill do a great job of getting in front of shots. Pasta 3 goals, 3 assists. Bergeron 4 assists. Marchand 4 assists, Krug 3 assists, and Rick Nash gets his first postseason goal as a Boston Bruin. Anderson stopped 2 of 5 shots, great start. McElhinney 19 of 23. Rask stopped 30 for 33. I thought Rask had a good game and really bailed us out late in the second. If he doesn't do that, you never know. Leafs could have came back. But any thoughts on the game, just overall?
Yeah, it was a good game. I really like how the Bruins never let Toronto score 2 times in a row, so that kept the momentum on Boston's side. Which definitely helps a lot when you're trying to maintain a lead.
That's very true.
We definitely looked pretty dominant throughout Boston, and hopefully we can continue that into Toronto.
Yeah, it's very true. We need to continue that because you can see that some series can swing when you go on the road. Like you can see teams win 2 at home, then lose 2 on the road. So home is very important. Me personally, I felt very good about the Bruins. I really don't see how Toronto can match up with their physicality over a 7-game series. I just look at their defense. I look at Morgan Riley, Jake Gardner, Nikita Zaitsev, Roman Polak, and I'm just looking at like what about this is supposed to impress me defensively and what is going to stop us. I really just don't see it, especially with how our first line is rolling right now and the depth is putting in pucks too. I believe 4 of our 7 goal scorers, basically all our goal scorers besides Pasternak, were not on the first line. So you take out those goals from Pasternak, we still win 4-3. So I mean, yeah, that's shocking. I've been really impressed with the Bruins' power play up to this point, and yeah, I've been really just impressed. I'm surprised we're up 2-0 this easily. I know we could have went up 2-0. I just didn't expect it to look this easy. I mean, 2 games and we won both by 4 goals. Any thought on that of how dominant we've been in the score sheet?
It's just absolutely dominant.
Yeah. What's your thoughts going into Game 3? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the Bruins to play the exact same style of hockey they've been playing. They've been coming out in the first period. They've been playing physical, which I love to see out of this team, as well as their speed. So as long as they can keep that up, keep getting the first goal, I think we should roll through Toronto.
Yeah, I think that first period is going to be very telling in how the games will go in Toronto. You're really going to see how the Leafs come out in the home environment. You'll see how the Bruins come out in the away environment. Me and Brian are actually going to Game 3 in Toronto. We're very excited. We're going to drive up, and we're going to watch the Bruins play some hockey, and hopefully we get a 3-0 lead so we can sweep them in Game 4 in Toronto as well. That's about all we got for the Bruins fan review. I've been Pat. This is my good friend Brian. And we'll see you next time. Peace.